Until we meet again, Dragon Ball Super. It's been a fun ride. 131 episodes. And I believe Dragon Ball Super started in 2015. Did it? Did it really start in 2015? Or was it 2016? I forget. It was 2015 or 2016 Dragon Ball Super started. And it's hard to believe that we are here. The end of the series. I can't believe 131 episodes, and man, it had its ups, it had its downs, but I have to say this arc, the Tournament of Power, has been absolutely fun. It's been a fun, enjoyable ride. The entirety of it, even if it had some bad episodes along the way, I have to say, looking back on Dragon Ball Super, I have personally enjoyed it. I know it is not the pinnacle of writing, the pinnacle of character development, but it is still one of my favorite series to watch because so much nostalgia to my connection with it from the past. I love this series, and so I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss Dragon Ball, and I know it's eventually going to return because with the cliffhanger we got and with the movie coming up later this year, it's obvious that, it's going to continue. But the question is when. If I had to assume anything, I want to assume that Dragon Ball Super is probably, or not Super, it's probably going to be titled something different, most likely. It'll probably be called Dragon Ball What If or something. I don't know. I'm saying it's probably going to have Dragon Ball and then a different title at the end. I don't know what it'll be called, but whatever it may be, though, when it does return, I am looking forward to it. And if I had to assume, it might return probably in 2019, if I had to assume anything. I want to assume it's probably going to return around maybe summer of next year. I would say that'd be the perfect amount of time for them to kind of plan things out, record some episodes and stuff, and continue, and also allow the manga of Dragon Ball Super to get ahead of the anime. That's just my assumption here, but yeah, it's done. So this is the final episode of Dragon Ball for a while, my final review on Dragon Ball for a while. It sucks. I mean, I might do some reviews on the manga once it passes, like, the anime, or if there's certain things that are different that I really need to talk about. Maybe I'll talk about it in manga chapter reviews, but for now, I guess this will be my final video. But let's get into this episode, okay? Let's talk about the content within episode 131. I just gotta say, the Goku and Frieza tag team against Jiren was probably one of the most satisfying things I think I have seen in Dragon Ball's entirety. Like, I was satisfied. I mean, it was predictable, I'm not gonna lie. In some ways it was, and the outcome of the, Super was very predictable, but like I said, it was satisfying. It left me with a big smile on my face, and I'm like, I feel like a kid again. And when I saw Frieza look at Goku, and Goku looks at Frieza, he's like, Frieza, we don't have time for this. We don't have time for us to be bickering and all that. We don't have time for us to not be going all out, or, acting like, one of us can do this. We need to work together. And I like how Goku said something like that, and Frieza looks at Goku's like, you're gonna keep your promise, right? Like, you're gonna keep your promise. And Goku's like, Frieza, you know me. Like, you know me. I know you hate my guts. You want to slit my throat. I know you want to blow up the planet that I'm on. But you know me. You know how I am. I'm a man that healed you while you were on the ground. I gave you some of my ki, okay? I gave you some of my energy while you were dying on the ground begging for life at Namek, okay? Frieza knows Goku. Out of anyone else, I say Frieza knows Goku the most. I mean, Vegeta understands Goku, but Frieza definitely, out of anyone that Goku's ever fought, Frieza truly understands how Goku is as a person, and he could truly put his faith into Goku. And that scene right there, when Goku's like, you should know I will keep my promise. You know for a fact I will. Out of everyone, you should know this. And Frieza's like, you being very naive, it makes me sick. It makes me want to vomit. But at the same time, that side of you right now, I am truly grateful. Because in that moment, Frieza knew that even though he is a heinous person, and normally people wouldn't ever try to work with Frieza, Frieza knows Goku will uphold his promise. Just that's how he is in the first place. So I like how they set aside their differences right then and there, and they decided to go in and charge up against Jiren. And that was, like I said, satisfying. When you see these two just powering up, and they charge Jiren, they go in, they're punching this man, they're like going across the like floating, asteroid and all that, and you see how they're punching him, kicking him, and Jiren's just being a beast. Like, the man is being a tank. Like, okay, can we talk about how tanky and durable Jiren is for a second, okay? This man, Jiren, he was fighting two of the most iconic characters at once. Now, granted, they are at a lower state of power right now. Frieza's nowhere near his max. We saw how he lost his golden form. Goku can't obtain Ultra Instinct right now, and he can't even go blue. You saw he was just flickering back and forth throughout regular Super Saiyan. So, I mean, both of these two are at low levels of energy. They could barely do anything in that moment, and you just see how they were just pushing themselves. But Jiren, though, this man's tanky as hell. Like, he's fighting two of these iconic shonen characters at once, and he's manhandling. Like, when they hit him in the neck, like Frieza hits him in the neck, Goku punches him in the gut and all that, this man grabs him, slings him off. And then I especially love the scene when Frieza tries to grab this man and tries to go down the ring and all that, throw him off by himself, like Frieza's, using his attack, and Jiren grabs Frieza off his arm, and it's like, wham, wham, just bashing him on the ground. I'm like, yo, like, oh my god, that's savage. Like, the man grabbing Frieza, just slamming him on the ground back and forth. I mean, the frames are very quick. I can honestly see many missing some of these certain scenes throughout this episode because of how quick it was. Like, animation-wise, beautiful. Oh my god, the animation was good. But I love these little scenes here and there. I especially love the POV of Goku when he looks at Jiren from a distance while he's holding up the energy, trying to block the attacks and stuff. And he's like, Jiren's so powerful. He obtained this all by himself. Just the camera angles in this episode was spot on, and just Toei definitely went all out. They definitely went out for this finale of Dragon Ball Super, and I dare say that the fighting of this episode is better than last week's, especially that Frieza and Goku team-up moment. That was definitely better. But, okay, getting off of that, though, let's talk about something. Let's talk about, my boy 17. So, 17, he technically won the Tournament of Power. He won it, and can we just process the fact that 17 won the Tournament of Power? Like, did any of you expect it? Like, okay, that's the most unexpected thing. But I want to be honest here, that was completely unexpected. I did not see 17 winning the Tournament of Power. Out of all the characters, I said maybe Frieza could, but I never expected Frieza and Goku to eliminate themselves to take out Jiren, and 17 would be the last one standing. That I will give Toei. I never saw that one coming, and it's just like, props to them on that. So, 17, he won it, and I'm kind of glad he made the wish he did, because it wasn't expected. Like I said, it's cliche, and it was a predictable outcome with all of the universes being wished back. But even then, though, I'm glad my boy 17 got his boat. He got his cruise. He got to go on the cruise at the end, and so I'm glad the man got his happy ending. But all the universes got wished back, which, like I said, that was to be expected. But even though it was to be expected, it was still very fun to see and just satisfying, especially, Gawasu and all that, when he actually was looking at, how the universe is coming back, and he smiled. I was like, that's satisfying, because the man, he kind of lost faith in everything after all what happened with, Goku Black to Zamos and all that, and you see how the man, smiled at the end. I'm like, yeah, that's, it just shows that the man's a little bit happy. As, it's proved that his faith in, mortals was well placed in that moment. So, just little scenes here and there that just made me smile, and, I was like, I'm glad I got to see this. One thing I do want to say, though, is I especially love certain little Frieza moments in this episode, like when Frieza's talking to Goku, and he's like, we'll make up over my dead body, and I'm like, Frieza, have you looked at yourself? You're dead. Like, yeah, you're dead, my boy. But, also, I especially like at the end, when everybody's getting their happy ending and all that, and Frieza's like, go ahead, send me back to hell, please, I don't want to be here. Just seeing you guys all, lovey-dovey, and, getting happy and all that, it makes me sick. I might as well be in hell. And I'm just like, Frieza, my dude, rather go to hell than stay here and see everybody else jumping for joy and being happy. And I especially love the scene where, he goes over, and he just, He makes it to where Frieza, is alive again, and he just easily resurrects him, and I'm like, okay, that's shocking just how easy that was. Frieza got what he wanted, and now he is alive. He is back. Now, let's talk about that, okay? So, it's obvious that we're gonna have more Dragon Ball in the future. I do hope with the next series, next entry into Dragon Ball, Frieza won't automatically end up getting killed. Because, here's the thing. I don't want Frieza to become a good guy. I have a feeling he probably got struck with the friendship type stuff going on in this episode, especially with how he's interacting with Goku. It reminded me a lot of instances with, Goku and Piccolo to, Goku and Vegeta. It reminded me a lot of those scenes I saw in the past, and I'm like, is this the setup for Frieza potentially becoming a good guy? And don't get me wrong, I would love to have more Frieza around, but one of the big reasons why I love Frieza is because he's an evil man. He's a truly evil. He's evil. I can't say certain words because of YouTube censorship wise, but he's an evil man. Okay, and so I'm just thinking to myself, like, if we do see him more, I don't want him to become a full-fledged good guy. I don't want him to be similar to Vegeta. I don't. I mean, I like how Vegeta turned out as a character. He went through so much development to get where he's at now. But I want Frieza to stay as that type of character. Maybe go through some development or whatever, but I would love him to be a heinous individual that still kills people. I don't want him to become a good guy. And I do hope when it does return, they don't settle Frieza's plot point, like, quickly. Like, they don't quickly just race him out of the story. Like, he comes in to fight Goku, Goku beats him, or Vegeta beats him, whoever beats him, most likely it's going to be Goku, because Vegeta always taking the L's when it comes to stuff like that. But, I mean, I hope that if Frieza does come back, it's not settled real quickly and Frieza's killed off and sent back to hell. I do want the man to stay relevant in this series, because for them to go out of their way to resurrect this man twice in Dragon Ball Super, at the very least keep the man around, okay? Don't kill him off again just to go back to hell and maybe come back again. Just, come on now. Just keep the man here. It's just settle it. Just keep the man here, but somehow figure out a way how to keep him a heinous individual, or make him the final boss of the series. There you go. I think that would be completely fine. But, okay, so, getting off of that, I have to say, the Zeno stuff. So, Zeno, he rigged the Tournament of Power Wishes. So, if anyone would have wished for a selfish wish with the Super Dragon Balls, they would have been erased. The entire universe would have been erased. So, everybody would have, been dead. Everyone would have got erased. And I'm thinking to myself, like, Zeno's foresight. Like, I mean, ever since we've kind of seen him, he does have some scary sides to him, but at the same time, he seems more like a child. And for him to put something like that up, if anyone would have wished for something selfish, he would have erased him, it shows that he's not necessarily a bad dude. Zeno is not a bad guy at the end of the day. It does seem like, in a way, he wanted everybody to come back. He just set this up to have fun, and also test and see if all the mortals were evil or good. So I feel like that was the big point there, what, this entire Tournament of Power is trying to show. So, yeah, I mean, in the end, I guess they made the proper decision. If they wouldn't, everybody would be dead right now. I am curious, though, with the wish that 17 made, with all the universes getting, revived, coming back, I wonder if that also includes the other universes that were erased in the past before, Dragon Ball Super. As we know, there was other couple of universes, I think 2, maybe 3, 4. I don't know how many universes there were. I'd have to go and look it up. But there was universes that were already previously erased before Dragon Ball Super started. And I wonder if the wish that 17 had wished them back too. If so, just imagine. We have more universes to handle and deal with. So, who knows? That'd be interesting. So, that's pretty much it when it comes to the finale of Dragon Ball Super. It was fun. It was a very fun and enjoyable finale. Animation, art, music, I gotta say camera angles, just everything about it was just enjoyable, and I'm gonna miss it dearly. And one of these days I do know it's gonna return. Most likely next year, if I had to say, probably 2019. But it's going to be a long wait, so I love you guys. Thank you so much for, watching my videos for Dragon Ball Super all this time. I know that, many might not care about my videos. I know many might not, care about me talking about Dragon Ball in general. But I've had a lot of fun, and for you guys out there that have been watching my content since I've started, or even just tuned in recently, I'm very thankful about that. And, hopefully you guys stick around, and, when it does eventually return, I will do more Dragon Ball videos. So with that, I leave it at this. So, have a wonderful day, or not, wherever you live. Until we meet again, my fellow Dragon Ball fans. Chibi out.